And with just 1 week to go until Election Day, the stakes are getting higher. The leaders are targeting key ridings. What can we learn from where Andrea Horwath has been lately? Mike Wise is standing by to show us.
In the last 24 hours, we've seen Andrea Horwath trying to shore up her support in the Greater Toronto area. Late yesterday, she was in the Hamilton area campaigning in the riding of Hamilton Mountain. That is the one riding the NDP don't hold there, and they'd clearly like to complete a hat trick and take all of the ridings in that area next week. Today, though, saw Andrea Horwath spending much of her time in the Greater Toronto area, doing a number of media interviews and campaigning, curiously enough, in the riding of Scarborough Rouge River. Now, this was a curious choice. The NDP took this seat federally, and they're hoping for a repeat of the Orange Crush in Scarborough, but it's going to be tougher provincially than federally. The Bas Balkinson holds this seat presently. He actually won in 2007 with 65% of the vote. Now, at this very moment, Andrea Horwath is also in another, seat they hold right now, Parkdale High Park. She is campaigning with Sherry DeNovo at the moment. They hold that seat at the moment, but recent polls have suggested this could be a bit of a tighter race. Remember, the Liberals used to hold this seat when Gerard Kennedy was an MPP.
Coming up at 5:30, the very latest from the election campaign trail.
And Mike Wise will be back.
I'm tracking where the party leaders were today and what that might mean for some tight races.
PC leader Tim Hudak also talking about jobs and the economy. He was in Ottawa today, where the Conservatives are hoping for a breakthrough in Dalton McGuinty's own backyard. Mike Wise is here to tell us more. Mike.
Similar to what they face in the Toronto area. They've made inroads around the area, but are having problems getting into the city proper. And if we look at what's happening in Eastern Ontario, it's kind of a similar situation. Here we are in Eastern Ontario. You see the Progressive Conservatives have a swath of blue support out in there. But when we look in the actual city of Ottawa, they haven't got any seats there. Well, today, Tim Hudak was campaigning with the candidate for Ottawa West Nepean. This is shaping up to be one of the hottest races in the area, the seat currently held by Bob Chiarelli. He's the Minister of Infrastructure and a former mayor of Ottawa. And the PCs are running Randall Dooley in the riding. He's a popular newspaper columnist with the Ottawa Citizen, campaigning there as well. And they would desperately like to pick up that seat, maybe a few others in the riding come next Thursday. I'll look at what the Liberals are hoping to pick up at 6 o'clock. Dwight and Emery.
Thanks, Mike. So where do the parties stand on issues that matter to you? Find out with Vote Compass. CBC News has partnered with a team of independent academics to create the site. More than 60. Dalton McGuinty is concentrating on some key ridings as the clock ticks down to Election Day. Mike Wise has been looking into the strategy behind the visits. Mike.
At this hour, let's look at the Liberals. Dalton McGuinty starting his day in the Pickering area, where it's shaping up to be a very tight race in Ajax Pickering. Joe Dixon hoping to keep the seat for the Liberals, but there is a lot of Tory support in the eastern part of the GTA. Conservatives were able to take that seat federally. As the day went on, we saw McGuinty travel to other ridings, including Guelph, where he was campaigning with Liz Sandals. Guelph is going to be a curious riding as well. It could shape up to be a three-way or even a four-way race, because Guelph is one area where the Green Party has done well in the past, actually placing third on the ballot in 2007. Now, another riding, though, we saw McGuinty go into Cambridge. That is a riding the Liberals don't hold at the moment, but they have hopes of taking it. It was an open seat now because the Progressive Conservative, who used to sit there, isn't running again. The Liberals are running the same candidate they had in 2007. It was a tight race then, and they hope this time this could be one of the seats that turns from Tory blue to red next week. Dwight and Anne-Marie.
Thanks, Mike.